A big wingman welcome to the wingman's path, to positivity, to raising your vibration, and to creating a life of your choosing. I welcome you, I thank you, and as always, I appreciate you being here with me and inviting me and all us wingmates in to share a spark of positive energy. Because one thing's for certain, the more of us that share that spark, the easier it becomes for each of us to bring more positive energy into our lives. So I thank you. Let's get right to it. If you're new to the path, my name is Michael Gross. I'm the lucky guy who gets to be the wingman on the wingman's path to positivity for this edition. And today's practice I called the thought behind the thought. Because you know what I'm talking about. I can't tell you how many people I've worked with and coached and who have said to me, Michael, I'm using law of attraction. I'm using practices to practice being wealthy, financially secure, or practice being thin when I'm not, or practice being wealthy when I'm not. And I said, tell me about how you're practicing. And one of them actually said to me, and this has become one of my favorite ones, you know, I look at my bank account and I say to myself, I am rich, I am wealthy, I am financially secure. And I said, you know what, when you're looking at your bank account, perhaps it's really knocking it home to you. And even though you're saying you're rich and the thought is that you're wealthy and you're financially secure, the vibration behind that thought, the thought behind that thought, you know you're not. You know you're saying, I am thin, but if you're not thin, you know you're not thin. So it's the thought that behind the thought, right? That might be keeping you exactly where you are. Now here's the good news. The good news is neuroscience will tell you that as long as you keep saying those words, sooner or later your brain will wrap around it and you will start to believe what you're saying. So even if the thought behind the thought isn't exactly what you want it to be, the good news is neuroscience will get you there, right? The better news is the wingman's path will get you there a whole lot quicker. Because what we talk about is we talk about vibrational. So how can you change the vibration behind that thought? Because you know as well as I do, come on, I know it as well as I do as well, right? We all know it. When you're saying I am rich and you're not, you're sending out a vibration of sort of a duplicit type of vibration, right? You're saying the words, but you know the vibration you're sending out is actually the exact opposite. Because as you're saying those words, you know you're lying to yourself. You know the thought behind the thought is that you are not rich, or you are not in a loving relationship, or you are not thin, or whatever it is you choose, the goal you wish to achieve, right? Whatever desire you wish to manifest, when the thought behind the thought isn't there, then by definition you're sending out a vibration exactly the opposite of what you're trying to attain. So how do we change that vibration? Well, this came up yesterday, and that's why I'm doing the practice today, because I'm doing it for me, and I thought if I'm doing it, maybe it'll help you. Because someone had said, yesterday we were Skyping with someone, and they said, well, maybe I could. And that really opened up something for them as well as for me. Because when you say maybe, you open the door to the possibility that maybe you could be rich, or maybe you could be thin, or maybe you could be lovable and in love and have a wonderful relationship, or maybe you could get that wonderful job you want, or maybe you could create a life of your choosing, the life that you want. You could actually do it. So I started thinking, maybe if we just said, maybe I can. Maybe I can. Say it with me. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. Maybe I could be financially secure. Maybe I could be thin. Maybe I could be in a loving relationship. Do you feel the difference in the vibration between you saying I am thin, or I am rich, or I am in a loving relationship? Because so often when you say those words and you're not, you know exactly what I'm saying. You know that thought that somehow bounces into your head as you're saying it. You say to yourself, I'm lying. I'm not really rich. I'm not really thin. I'm not really in a loving relationship. And all of a sudden you're sending out a vibration of lack, of not having what you want, right? And what's going to happen? Of course, the universe is matching the vibration you're sending out. It's just giving you exactly what you're sending out, right? It's giving you more reasons to believe you're not thin, you're not well-to-do, wealthy, and you're not in a loving relationship. But maybe, just maybe, if you say maybe I can be thin and maybe I could be rich, maybe that opens up the door a little bit to you changing your vibration and actually starting to believe that you could be well-to-do, you could be thin, you could be in a loving relationship. Does that make sense to you? Say it with me. Maybe I can, and you can fill in the blanks. Maybe I can be financially secure. Maybe I can be thin. Maybe I can be in a loving relationship. And most importantly, maybe I can create a life of my choosing. Say that one with me. Maybe I can create a life of my choosing. Just open the door slightly. I'm not telling you to bust it wide open today. I'm telling you maybe, just maybe, if you can change your vibration a little bit, right? Just a little bit. And all of a sudden you get science on your side, because I don't have to tell you, right? We talk about it all the time. An object in motion stays in motion. If you can get your vibration moving in the direction of creating a life of your choosing, well, it makes it that much easier to continue moving in that direction, right? So say it with me one more time. Maybe I can create a life of my choosing. Maybe I can. You don't have to say anything else. Maybe I can. One more time. Maybe I can. Say it with me. Maybe I can. I thank you so much for watching me today and joining me and sharing a moment of positivity, of sharing one of my Wingman's Path practices so that we can all get that vibration moving, that vibration of maybe we actually can create a life of our choosing. We can achieve the goal we want. We can manifest our desires, right? And we can live a life of our choosing. Have a wonderful day, one in which you recognize that maybe you can. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Your Wingman Michael from the Wingman's Path to Positivity here in Hobart, Tasmania, signing off.